In the quiet suburb of Willowbrook, where neat houses line Maple Street, stood the two-story mansion of the Foster family. Robert Foster, a successful 42-year-old lawyer, and his 12-year-old daughter Lily lived in this house together after Mary Foster died in a car accident 4 years ago. Their life after the tragedy was slowly but surely improving. The pain of loss was dulled, and father and daughter learned to support each other, creating a small but strong world for two. Lily inherited from her mother not only brown hair and expressive brown eyes, but also a sharp mind, observation, and intuition. The girl was sensible beyond her years, partly because of the loss she had experienced, partly because of her innate penchant for analytical thinking. At school, teachers noted her aptitude for science and mathematics, but Lily's real passion was detective stories. She devoured books by Agatha Christie and Arthur Conan Doyle, imagining herself as a young Miss Marple, noticing what others missed. Robert doted on his daughter and tried to compensate for the absence of his mother by devoting all his free time to Lily. They cooked together on weekends, went hiking, visited museums and scientific exhibitions. He encouraged her intellectual pursuits and was proud of her achievements in school. But no matter how hard Robert tried, he understood that he could not replace Lily's mother, and he was secretly worried that his daughter was growing up without female influence and warmth. Perhaps it was this concern that prompted Robert to enter into a relationship with Veronica Pierce, a 37-year-old executive director of a pharmaceutical company. They met at a charity event, where Veronica charmed him with her intelligence, elegance, and seemingly sincere interest in his story. She listened attentively to the stories about Lily, asked questions, and expressed admiration for Robert's handling of raising a teenage daughter. After several months of dating, Robert decided to introduce Veronica to Lily. The first meeting was tense. The girl was polite but reserved, and Veronica, despite all her efforts to appear friendly, could not hide some tension. Lily immediately noticed the false notes in her father's friend's voice, the too wide smile that did not reach her eyes, and the way Veronica's gaze changed when she thought no one was watching. "Give her a chance," Robert begged, seeing his daughter's wariness. "She's just nervous because it's so important for her to make a good impression on you." Lily promised to try, even though an inner voice told her that something was wrong with Veronica. The girl couldn't articulate exactly what was bothering her. Just a feeling of insincerity, a feeling that Veronica was playing a role rather than showing her real face. The relationship developed rapidly, and 6 months later, Veronica moved into their house. The wedding was scheduled for the end of summer. Lily watched as the house changed. New decorative items appeared, old photos with Mary disappeared, even the smell changed. Now the heavy scent of Veronica's expensive perfume was everywhere. My father didn't seem to notice these changes, blinded by a new feeling and hope for a happy future. With each passing day, the tension between Lily and Veronica grew. When Robert wasn't looking, Veronica's mask of benevolence fell off, and something cold and calculating emerged. She criticized Lily's choice of clothes, ridiculed her fascination with detectives, and accidentally threw away school projects. And in front of Robert, she skillfully imagined herself as a caring stepmother facing the typical problems of transition. "It's okay that she's resisting," Veronica told Robert. "She needs time to accept the changes. I will be patient." And alone with Lily, Veronica didn't hide her intentions. "You're a smart girl, so let's be honest. I need your father and his money, and you're a nuisance. But I can be patient. You're going to college soon, and then you're going to start your own life. And I'll stay here with your father and everything that belongs to him." Lily tried to tell her father about Veronica's duplicity, but Veronica always got ahead of her, convincing Robert that the girl was just jealous and afraid of losing his love. Robert, torn between his daughter and his fiancée, tried to pay attention to both, not noticing how he was being manipulated. The situation changed when Lily accidentally discovered a folder with her father's financial documents in Veronica's office. Looking through the papers, the girl was horrified to learn that Veronica, using Robert's trust, gradually transferred his assets to herself. Real estate, stocks, bank accounts, According to the documents, her goal was to gain control of Robert's entire fortune before the wedding. In the same folder, Lily found old newspaper clippings about the death of Veronica's first husband, the successful surgeon Jonathan Pierce. The official version was that he died in an accident. He was poisoned by carbon monoxide due to a faulty heater in a country house. Veronica inherited a considerable fortune, but judging by recent bank statements, almost all the money was spent on a luxurious lifestyle. Now Veronica's plan was clear. She was looking for a new wealthy husband to maintain her standard of living. Robert, with his successful law practice, extensive investments, and lack of household management skills, was an ideal target. A widower with a teenage child, ready to let a woman into his life who would create the appearance of family comfort. Lily understood that a simple conversation with her father would not be enough. Veronica manipulated him too skillfully, presenting any accusations as teenage jealousy. I needed proof. Remembering the lessons from her favorite detective novels, Lily decided to conduct her own investigation. The first step was to explore Veronica's past. Using her father's computer, Lily searched for information about Jonathan Pierce's death. In the archives of local newspapers, she found several articles hinting that the police initially considered the possibility of premeditated murder. Strange substances were found in the blood of the deceased, and the heater, according to neighbors, was brand new. However, the investigation was quickly curtailed due to the lack of direct evidence and Veronica's impeccable alibi. Then Lily noticed Veronica's strange behavior in the kitchen. She often made a special herbal tea for Robert, claiming that it was an old family recipe to improve concentration and relieve stress. After this tea, my father became unusually accommodating and absent-minded, easily agreeing to all of Veronica's suggestions, including signing questionable financial documents. Lily decided to see what Veronica was making this miraculous drink out of. After waiting for the moment when she left on business, the girl searched her makeup bag and found a small bottle without a label with some pills. Intuition told me that it was these pills that Veronica dissolved in her father's tea. Acting carefully, Lily extracted one tablet for analysis. There was a chemistry science project at school, and her best friend Emily was the daughter of a pharmacist who had a home laboratory. Together, they conducted the simplest tests and found that the pill contains a powerful tranquilizer, which is combined with alcohol, and Robert allowed himself a glass of wine at dinner. It could cause serious side effects, including memory loss and blurred consciousness. At the same time, Lily was collecting evidence of Veronica's financial machinations. She carefully photographed the documents she found, recorded the dates and amounts of transfers, and compiled a timeline of suspicious activity. The girl even installed a miniature camera, a gift from her father for her last birthday designed for birdwatching, in the study to record Veronica digging through her father's papers. The plan for exposure had to be thought out carefully. Lily understood that she would have only one chance. If she failed, Veronica would do everything to get rid of her, perhaps by sending her to boarding school or even resorting to more drastic measures. A week before the wedding, Robert was planning a business trip to New York. Veronica asked to go with him, saying she wanted to choose a wedding dress from a famous boutique. Lily was supposed to stay with her aunt, but at the last moment she fell ill and the trip was postponed. This gave her extra time to complete her training. The day of the revelation coincided with a pre-wedding dinner to which close family friends were invited, including David Morgan's father's business partner and his wife, Dr. Henderson's family physician and his wife, as well as Robert's younger brother Michael, who never liked Veronica. Lily had prepared herself thoroughly. She made copies of all the evidence she had collected and gave them to Emily with instructions to send them to the police if something went wrong. Then she asked Uncle Michael to come early and showed him some of the collected materials, enlisting his support. When all the guests gathered at the table, Veronica, as usual, prepared a special tea for Robert. Lily, waiting for a moment, accidentally bumped into her, knocking over a cup. While Veronica was irritably dabbing at the stains on the expensive dress, the girl imperceptibly changed the tea. "Let me make a new cup, Dad," Lily offered with an innocent smile. Veronica got nervous watching Robert take the cup from her daughter's hands, but she couldn't object in front of the guests. "To a happy future," she toasted, watching Robert carefully as he took a sip. It was at this moment that Lily launched the presentation on the big screen in the living room. The whole story was presented to the shocked guests. The documents on the rewriting of assets, the strange circumstances of the death of Veronica's first husband, the results of the analysis of pills that she mixed into Robert's tea. The final blow was a video where Veronica openly talks about her plans for Robert's fortune, unaware that she is being filmed by a hidden camera. Veronica turned pale, then flushed with rage. She tried to justify herself, calling it all the inventions of a jealous teenager. But the evidence was too convincing. When she realized that she had lost, she rushed to the exit, but was stopped by Michael, who had already called the police. In the weeks that followed, it became clear that Veronica Pierce was no stranger to such schemes. Before Jonathan Pierce, she had another rich husband who died under suspicious circumstances. The police reopened the investigation into both deaths, and financial fraud involving Robert's assets gave grounds for an immediate arrest. For Robert, the revelation of the bride was a heavy blow. He felt deceived, used, and guilty in front of his daughter, whose warnings he did not believe. But at the same time, he felt incredibly proud of Lily, her courage, determination, and intelligence. At the age of 12, she showed more insight and common sense than he did at 42. "You saved not only our fortune, but probably my life," Robert admitted, hugging his daughter after the trial, where Veronica was sentenced to a long prison term for fraud, attempted poisoning, and complicity in murder. Gradually, the Foster family's life returned to normal. They talked a lot about what happened, about trust, about the ability to see people as they are and not as you want them to be. Robert was no longer in a hurry to fill the void in his life, realizing that he and Lily already make up a full-fledged family. And Lily, whose talent for detective work was highly appreciated even among police professionals, decided that when she grows up, she will become an investigator or criminologist. Agatha Christie's books gave way to textbooks on criminology and forensic science, and instead of imaginary investigations, she became an intern at a local laboratory, where her sharp mind and attention to detail quickly made her an indispensable assistant.